Hey, Billy Goats. It's me, Keisha, and I'm here with this week's All Tea, All Shade. Real Housewives of Orange County, Season 19, Episode 3 review. So, you guys, on this week's episode, Jenn calls Heather out for staying friends with Tamara despite everything she's done to her and everybody else in this group. Heather, of course, is like, I'm not scared of Tamara, da-da-da-da-da, I'm friends with everybody. And it's just really, it's sickening, it's disturbing, it's disheartening because Heather, you know Tamara. You know how she works. Wasn't she just going after you season before last? Yeah, season 17, you were her victim. That whole season she went after you. Last season, it was Shannon. This season, it's Gretchen and Katie. Like she picks somebody new every season. And I guess until she comes back around and it's your turn again, that's when you'll decide to have an issue with her. Like, when are y'all gonna start standing up to her? And the only way Tamara is going to act right is if y'all start putting y'all foot down with her and saying enough is enough is enough. We're not playing with you no more. You're gonna stop going after people's marriages, going after people's families, and all of this type of stuff. But y'all let her do it. Y'all let her do it. So I don't blame Jenn for feeling some type of way. But Heather says that she can say the same thing about Jenn when it comes to Katie. Now, the only thing that I think that Katie has done that is egregious so far is the Shannon situation. The stuff with Emily, that was tit for tat. You came for me, I'm coming for yours. I don't think that Katie has done anything that horrible yet. No, I don't. What she did to Shannon was not right whatsoever. So that is her first strike as far as I'm concerned. But Heather tells Jenn and Shannon that Tamara doesn't want to come to her birthday party if Ryan is there. Now, she told Heather that her lawyer was telling her don't go anywhere around him or whatever. Jenn is pissed. She gets to yelling and stuff. People looking over at their table. She was like, she doesn't want to be around him after everything she's done to him and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, okay, I get Jenn, you being upset or whatever, but it ain't that deep. Okay, she don't want to come because he there, and don't come. You ain't hurting nobody over here. Don't come. Okay. Like, I don't think it was that deep for her to get so upset and be so offended. I mean, this is Tamara. You know how she operates. Now, she telling Heather she ain't coming. Then she was finally like, I'll think about it. She knew she was coming. She knew exactly what she was up to. Because as we're going to see on next week's episode, she's going to bring Slade's ex-fiance from season 1 and season 2. That's so tired. And if I'm Gretchen and Slade, I would not care. I'd be like, hey, Joe. Yeah, her name Joe. I'd have been like, hey, Joe, girl, how you doing? That was 20 years ago, bro. Who cares about you bringing Joe like you doing something? Like, that's so lame. If I'm Gretchen and Slade, I'm walking over to you. I'm saying, hey, how you doing? Giving you a hug, wishing you the best. You ain't doing nothing over here. Ain't nobody pressed. They got a whole family together. Girl, bye. So Katie's son, Gavin, is, I guess, going to the military. This is the same son that they were having issues with for breaking curfew and acting out and all of this stuff. He wanted to go live with his father. She felt some type of way. And no, I'm tripping. I'm talking about the wrong person. I'm talking about Jenn at this point. My bad. We're talking about Katie. Rewind. Katie's son, Gavin, is living with them. Remember last season he was living with his father. But now she has him. And her son, Max, is also about to come and live with them. So she will have all of her children under one roof. And she's so very happy about that. And she says in her confessional how she wishes that Emily would have supported her decision about, giving her kids up to her husband during that really bad time in her life instead of condemning her and coming for her. And I 1000% agree. The lady did not even have housing during that time. That's not an easy decision for anybody to make, but she had to put her children first and get herself up on her feet. So she had to do what she had to do at the time. And now she's in a stable environment where her kids can be with her. You know what I'm saying? And as far as that whole situation was concerned, Emily didn't bring that up in I'm concerned about you, that was really hard for you, type of way. She brought it up at the reunion last year to paint her as a bad mama. So it's not wrong for Katie to then hit her back with the whole nanny situation, because we all know it was true. So girl, bye. But I was very happy for her. It was good to see one of her sons and everything. It was a really nice moment. So Jen, now we're at Jen. Ryan, honey, was taking shots at Jen's ex-husband, Will, in his confessionals, talking about how he has not been a present father to their children. Jen's son, Dawson, is 18, and he's the one that's going to the military. And he was the one that was acting up last season with the curfew and all of this stuff. She was having a real hard time with him. And it really hurt her when he said that he wanted to go live with his father, who at that time only had a 1-bedroom apartment. But he was like, I'll sleep on the floor. He did not want to be there with her and Ryan. I feel like it was because they had rules and he didn't want to abide by rules. And it was easier over there with his daddy. But he has signed up to go to the military. Of course, Jen is concerned about this. But what really took me for a loop is when she asked, did you co-sign for a loan for your brother? And he was with your dad. And he was like, yeah, I did. And I'm like, say what now? And her and Ryan look at each other. And Ryan and her was like, that is a huge responsibility. You know how that's going to affect your credit. You basically put yourself into debt. If you ever want to get a car or what. So this 18-year-old boy, along with his father, has co-signed for a student loan for his 21-year-old brother to go to school. Jen didn't do it with her ex because she didn't feel comfortable doing something like that, because she didn't know if Will was going to do what he needed to do and pay back this loan. So she didn't want to have no parts with doing it with him. That's why she said no. The fact that this boy's father would allow him at 18 to co-sign on a student loan for his older brother is flabbergasted. Who does that to their child? Who does that? He is 18 years old. He should never have that type of responsibility on his back, that if my father does not pay this, it's on me. And the school that his brother is going to is $72,000 a year. How he gonna pay for that? And based off what we've learned with the daddy, he's not reliable. But why would you even think about putting your child in that type of predicament? Why couldn't the son pay for his own student loan? Why couldn't he co-sign it? I'm so confused. But of course, Ryan and Jen are like, I can't believe this is happening. I cannot believe that he did this. And I don't think that the son really understood what he had done. But I think at this point he's in it. And he don't want to admit that, I probably fucked up. So he just trying to act like it's cool. Jen, you better than me. I don't know Mr. Will. But Mr. Will would have been writing his will by the time I was done with him. Because no way are you putting my son in this type of financial hole. No way. No way would that have been allowed. No. Heather and Tamara have a little one-on-one talk, and Heather is praising Tamara for staying calm during all of this stressful situations that she's going through, with Teddy and her health scare and this, that, and the third. I don't understand why Heather is praising her. What are you praising her for? For being a friend? Because she ain't blew up on somebody in the group yet? She don't get a cookie for that? Like, Heather, you're a weirdo. You're a bum. I don't like, ugh. Mind you, when they talk about Heather's birthday party, which is been past, it's been over a month and a half, and Heather brings up the fact that she told Jen she can bring Ryan. Tamara in her confessional feels some type of way about that and wonders, does Heather value her friendship with them more than she does with her? Because everything is about her. Everything is about her. Mind you, Heather is the one that is being her friend for God knows what reason. But now she's questioning Heather because Heather ain't doing what she want Heather to do, which is basically like, oh, you don't want to come anymore because Ryan is coming. Okay, I'll go and tell Jen he can't come anymore. That's what she wanted Heather to do, and Heather didn't do that, so now she's feeling some type of way. Like, this is why I don't understand why they play these games with Tamara. I simply do not understand why they play games with this guinea pig. Girl. So then it's the night of the party. Beautiful venue. It was an old church that closed down. Now it's an event space. Heather went all out, as always. And Shannon bring a date. The second date in one episode. Get it, Shannon. I ain't mad at you, bitch. And the whole time Katie is wondering when should she go and talk to Shannon. So eventually they sit down and she apologizes to Shannon. But Shannon ain't having it. Shannon is not having it whatsoever. And she says that the text message that Katie sent her was filled with excuses. Katie says that day when the incident happened that she was on a business call. But Shannon points out, if you was on a business call that was so important, why didn't you just get up and walk out the room? You hung up and immediately started recording Shannon. So like Shannon said in her confessional, it couldn't have been that important. Now she talking about she hung up because Shannon was screaming and yelling and they were on an important business call, and that she just hung up and she started recording Shannon so she could be able to show her husband proof as to why she hung up on the business call. Katie, play with your mama. Don't play with us. That's the stupidest shit I ever heard. If I'm on a business call and somebody come in the room yelling, I'm just going to simply walk out the room and walk outside. I'm not going to hang up the phone. Let me hurry up, hang so the person won't hear this yelling in the background. And then I record the yelling so I can then send it to my husband and say, this is why I hung up abruptly. That don't make sense. You hung up abruptly to catch her on camera so you can then go run and say to Alexis, oh my God, girl, listen to what she was saying about you. She came in on 10 going off. That's what you did, Katie. That's what you did. That's what you did. Now, were you and Shannon BFFs? Absolutely not. But you and Shannon were on cool terms. Y'all was good with each other. Were you closer to Alexis? Absolutely 100%. Just say, yeah, I recorded you. It was wrong. I did it. That was my home girl. And I shouldn't have even gotten involved. I apologize. Just keep it a buck and keep it 100. This is why people keep coming for you, because you keep lying about stuff and omitting certain things. That's where Katie fucks up, because she just won't own up to the shit that she doing. Right? Because she didn't have no business recording that lady, but she did it. Own up to it. But in a conversation, she keep on making excuses as to why she did it. You can't make excuses for something and then want to apologize for it. So I understood why Shannon was not willing to accept her apology. Katie then goes to say that no one but her husband heard the audio, the video, but Alexis had already told Heather that she heard it. So once again, she was called another lie. So then Shannon is so irate that she puts her in the same category as John Jensen. You're just as bad as he is, and she will never trust her again. And Katie continues to make excuses. And Shannon says that she will never speak to her again, and that she's evil, and that she's worse than Alexis Bellino and Tamara Judge. And I'm like, now that's a statement. That is a statement. Like, ma'am, no, I don't agree with that at all. Especially the Tamara of it all. And all of the despicable things that Tamara has done to everybody over the years. That's like tomatoes and oranges. You can't, like, no, ma'am. Like I said, was what she did wrong to Shannon? Yes. Is this the most horrible thing we've ever seen in housewife history? Absolutely not. Tamara has gotten away with lying on people, lying on things, lying on situations, attacking people physically, threatening people, going after people's husbands, their families, and everything else. And she still is here and got a job and got friends. So why is it that Katie is public enemy number one? It makes no sense. And this goes back to the subject and the conversation that I had on my Real Housewives of Miami review, where I discussed why is it that the women of color are held to a higher or a different standard than the white women that they work with. Why? And I really feel like they're doing that to Katie. Katie has not done anything that horrible that all of these women on this show now don't want to film with her and don't want to work with her. I mean, the season not over yet. Maybe she does something that's way worse than this, but she ain't did nothing that ain't none of y'all ever did. So as of right now, I don't see where it has gotten to the point now that Gina is saying in interviews that if she comes back next season, she won't return to the show. Really, girl? Really? Okay. I'm going to give this week's episode of OC a C-. It was all right. Yeah, it was all right. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about this week's episode down below in the comment section. Please make sure to thumbs up this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on your post notifications so you know my videos drop. I love you, T Squad, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.